Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's a beautiful day today. We're out here giving tribute to my grandmother, Sarah Jane Fulton, my mother, Mary Ann Hinton, and my aunt, Sarah Carolina Green. These are my ancestors. Well, the ones that I got to know, and I'm also giving tribute to my other ancestors. This is part of the Burgess Fulton bloodline, and this is part of my pledge, which I posted on my Instagram previously. I am my mother's keeper. I also had this box that is from Custom Ink, and I haven't gotten to open it yet, but I'm going to reveal that today for what's inside of that, and this is also part of my pledge. But I'm giving this tribute to my ancestors, beautiful, strong women that had struggled and laid the foundation for this bloodline. And I'm very proud that they did, because if not, I wouldn't be here today. And I thank them for the struggle, that the hardship they indulged, that they fought so that we could be here, the seed that they laid, the foundation that they laid, and the faith that they had, that they kept on, and the love for their children, the struggle, and they kept going and they kept going. And for my grandmother, who I love dearly, who I got to be a part of her life. My grandmother was my mentor. My grandmother, I grew up with her. My grandmother taught me everything that I know to be a young lady, to love, to respect people. She taught me how to keep myself clean as a young lady. My grandmother basically was my mother. Everywhere my grandmother went, I went. My grandmother went to work, I went to work with my grandmother. My grandmother went to church, I went to church with my grandmother. Everybody thought she was my mother. My grandmother taught me how to cook. I love my grandmother. She was a strong, hard-working woman. She would get up, cook us breakfast, get us ready for school. Her house was always clean. When one sister got sick, all the sisters showed up. That's the strong Burgess family, even with the brothers. She was always there. She was the oldest sister. They respected her. She was the quiet one, but don't get it twisted. She would put you in your place. And I love that from her. Learned that from her, and I love her for that. I am my mother's keeper. When my grandmother got sick and I was 15, I left home and I went to stay with her, and I took care of my grandmother. I made sure she got to her doctor's appointment. I made sure her house was clean. I made sure she was clean and well taken care of. I made sure she got therapy that she needed to get done and her exercise. I did her hair. I did all of this at 15. I am my mother's keeper. I love my grandmother. I respected my grandmother. I miss my grandmother. I might tear up a little bit right about now. My grandmother is my heart. And I'm going to talk about my mother. I am my mother's keeper also. My mother had me at a young age, but still, I was under the care of my grandmother. My mother taught me things. She taught me also how to cook. I couldn't even see over top of the stove, so we had a crate. I had to stand on this crate while cooking chicken, getting popped, cooking fish, getting popped. But I learned how to do these things. My mother said, you're going to get in there and you're going to do these things. That was the strong love from my mother. She kept us clean. Our house was clean. My mother was young, so she had that party in her. So I learned from my mother the party, but I still respected my grandmother, the church. So I had the church and I had the party. So when I got older, it was still in me, the church and the party. So I love my mother and I love my grandmother. So you have two sides, and I am my mother's keeper. So throughout my years of growing up, I had my children. I got married. Don't get it twisted. I got married and I had my children. I am my mother's keeper. But when you have your children, you don't get instructions with this. Of course not. But you want children. So you have to learn basically on your own because you're not going to raise your children the way your mother raised you. So it was hard, but it comes from your heart. You want to do the best for your children. You want to take care of your children because they are yours. These aren't your doll babies. These are human beings. They are yours. You have to provide. You have to take care of them. You have to love them. You have to protect them because they are yours. You carried them for 9 months. So you have to protect them, nourish them, teach them, train them, give them love, and show them love. Respect them. I am my mother's keeper. And like I said, you don't get instructions with when you have children. So you don't know what you're doing, but you learn. Some of you have children earlier. So you basically you're a child with a child. But you grow up with your children. Never disrespect your children. They weren't asked to be here, so you have to love them and take care of them. Back to my mother. Throughout the years, as I got older, when she got sick, I had to take care of my mother. Working two jobs, taking care of my grandchildren, getting off of work, taking my grandchildren to school, going to my mother's house, taking care of her. I am my mother's keeper. It wasn't hard for me because it was something that I needed to do, it was something I wanted to do, and it was something that I loved doing because I am my mother's keeper. Don't think taking care of your mother is a hard task or a hard job because it goes back to she birthed you, she nourished you, she took care of you, so now it's your turn to take care of her when she gets sick or when she gets older because it is your job, it's your duty, it's your love to respect your mother or your grandmother once they get into this state of oldness or sickness. Never turn your back on your mother because you have that duty, that right. I am my mother's keeper. To my aunt, she was the second mother of my family. My aunt, I love her, I respect her. She had a son, my cousin. My aunt was always there. She also nourished us, nourished me, taught me. She was a good cook. My whole family was a great cook. I am my mother's keeper. Just fast forward this. When my aunt got sick, my brother took her in. My brother took care of her and his wife, my sister in law. I am my mother's keeper. I respect them for taking care of my aunt. At this time, I'm older now, so my health is not doing too well. So my brother and my sister in law stepped in and took care of my aunt. I respect them for doing that. I am my mother's keeper. We stepped in and we took care of our family. This is what we do. We love each other. We step in and we take care of each other. We don't think twice about it because we are family. We love each other, and this is what we do. I am my mother's keeper. To all my ancestors, And I thank you for the bloodline that you instilled in the foundation that you laid for us. If it wasn't for you, your hard struggle, we would not be here today. I am first, I am a grandmother, a great grandmother, a mother. I am my mother's keeper. To all the mothers in the world, I make this pledge to you, to your family. Step up, step in, take care of your mother. Love your mother, respect your mother, honor your mother. We're doing this today, not just Mother's Day, every day. This is for your mother. Make this pledge. I am my mother's keeper. Always remember this. You are the one to step up, not just the daughters, the sons also. Remember this. She brought you into this world no matter what the struggle your mother is going through. You don't know what she's going through, be it drugs or alcohol. She fought hard. Mothers also, if you've fallen down, just remember you can get back up. Just keep the faith. Stay strong. You're stronger than what you believe. You're strong. You're beautiful. This is for all the mothers across the world, not just here, across the world. All the mothers across the world, unite today and make this pledge. Children, make this pledge to your mothers today. I am my mother's keeper. Grandma Sarah Jane Fulton, I make this pledge to you. I love you dearly. I am my mother's keeper. Mom, I make this pledge to you. I am my mother's keeper. Tanti, I make this pledge to you. I am my mother's keeper. Now I'm going to reveal what's in this box.